What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Martin Skirsis for coming through and boosting up the coin. So we got some leaked footage for you, man. Right now, this is from a few years ago, but it's relevant. You best believe it. Deontay Wilder sparring and getting his head boxed off by 5'4" Vasily Lomachenko. Here's the footage, folks. 100%. Let's replay it here. Now there's boxing his head right the way off for him. Now, some people might say, oh, YB, that's not Deontay Wilder, that's not Lomachenko. You can tell it's both of them. I'm going to break down to how you can tell it's both of them for sure. Yeah? Because Lomachenko, I'm sure he's got tattoos on his arms. Listen. Let's have a look at Lomachenko's body. Lomachenko, top off, pause. I know he's got tattoos. I'm sure he's got tattoos. Bah! She's tatted up, man. Come on now, people. Stop playing. He's tatted up. Loma's been tatted up. So Loma's tatted up, yeah? And the cat in this video is also tatted up. Where is it gone? Not to mention, I mean, look at Wilder. You see his dreads getting knocked off his head. How long's Wilder have moody dreads for? Well documented, people. Deontay Wilder dread lock. And Loma slapped. Look at this. Come on now, people. This is when it was from. This is the time it was from. Yeah? This was a while ago, to be fair. 2016, I think. Let's have a look when this article was put out with these dreads. With the moody dreads. The moody Craig Richards dreads that got boxed off his head by Willie Hutchinson. You see this one here? Where's the age of it? Where's the date of this article? Either way, people, look. Wilder's got the long dreads there. Yeah, and if you watch carefully, I'm going to show you now. You can see the dreads bouncing off his head. That bit there. Dreads. That right hand. Wilder's trying to get the right hand off. Look, getting boxed up. There's the right hand. There's the right hand. So essentially, Loma's whacking the dreads off this guy. 5'4" Loma, absolutely spanking the dreads off his head. Makes sense. People Wilder's had a few haircuts over the years. This was a while ago. This one here, this particularly long wig he had. The reason that went for Wilder went for a stage. He had the long wig like this in around 2017, and then he changed it again. Yeah, this wasn't a hairdressing choice. This was the case that Loma boxed off his head. That's what happened, man. He had these long, luscious dreads, but by the time Loma finished with him, yeah, he had the one all over. That's the truth. You understand? Loma boxed his long wig right the way off his scalp for him. That's what we observed here. You can see it there. The sheer velocity. Focus now on Wilder here. Focus on the velocity of his dreads. Yeah, these are gale force. These are huge centrifugal forces, people, that are spinning his dreads off his head. Watch again. Focus on. Dreads spinning. Loma's too slick. Loma's too slick. Loma's too slick. It's too slick. And that's what people would say for a long time. I remember a few months ago, before Wilder got popped by Zhang, Big Bang, I bang you. True Geordie was saying, yeah, we never would have known how Wilder and Usyk would have went. Are you bugging? This is literally how it would have looked. Legitimately, it would look just like that. Yeah, Wilder's legs would have been crossing, he'd have been falling over himself, and it does highlight how, I mean, Fury gets sucked off a lot. Has he made a lot of money? Yes, but he has been around, like Klitschko, in the weakest era of all time. And Fury didn't even fight the best in the weakest era. He just fought a basketball player. Yeah? So when you see Fury in, Fury ain't got the angles that Usyk's got. Usyk would literally look just like this in there with Wilder. Wilder would be following him like this with his right hand cocked, ready to go. Usually it would be slapping him in the mouth. Ortiz, listen, Ortiz got a lot of credit for being a great boxer. I mean, oh, come on, man. Luis Ortiz, he was 60 years old. And at the time, yeah, I'll give Wilder some credit. At the time, me being young or naive or whatever way you want to look at it, I thought that, age doesn't matter. Now I've learned. After Mike cucked me, yeah, I've learned now. If you're over 50, it's finished as far as this game's concerned. For sure. Yeah? You're finished. Well finished by 50. So you got Luis Ortiz, who's legitimately, at the time he fought Wilder, conservatively rather, he's 55. He wasn't 38. That's what he was not. He was 55. He came from Cuba with the Moody documents. Yeah, when you jump on a boat from Cuba, do you think they give you the real proper document? You're bugging, man. You pick and choose what you want. And when athletes come over from Cuba to the States, they don't want to say they're 35. They want to get there and be like, bash, I'm 19 years old, so I've got a whole career left. And that's what Ortiz did. So when Ortiz says 38 on his birth certificate, that means you put 15 years on top of that. So maybe 55 isn't fair. He was 53, conservatively. 53, somewhere in that range. He was damn sure over 50. That's what we can conclude. There's no way he was actually 38. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that for? You can make your documents up. Yeah, once Fidel Castro knows you're leaving, you can just pick what you want. Over there, it's like, I mean, even in the UK, you can get fake documents if you've got the right connections or whatever. But in Cuba, it's like any man, you can just 100%. It's like paper over there, getting a fake document. So Luis Ortiz, we give him credit, yeah, he punched up Dave Allen, but Dave Allen did end up on his feet. He did finish on his feet. Then again, Dillian White couldn't stop Dave Allen either. Dillian White, man. Dillian White. Put Danny Dubois in there. I believe if you'd have put even AJ or Dubois would have got Dave Allen done properly, I believe. Yeah, that's what would have happened. He'd have got filled right away and stopped properly. That's what I think would have happened there, if I'm honest. Because, yeah, you can say, well, Dubois couldn't stop that Kevin dude, the guy who's kind of tricky and hard to stop. But the difference is, that guy's really tricky. Dave Allen's a solid boxer, but he's not like going to be running and clinching. He'll be there, he gets clocked. And Dubois would have run straight through him, I believe. And AJ even, at the time. So, it's like, how good is Ortiz? You couldn't really fill Dave Allen in after 8 rounds. Now, listen, 10 years before, whenever Dave Allen fought Ortiz, 10 years before, when he was, 45 rather than 55, he probably would have filled him in nicely. He probably would have beat Wilder, even in his 50s. When Luis Ortiz, fought Wilder, he didn't do a bad job for a 53-year-old man-ish, give or take a few years. I'm happy to go 3 years over or 3 years under. That's fair. He's between 50 and 56 for sure. His age lies somewhere in there. He's not a day younger than 50. That's for sure. You can just tell. And look at... Come on now, people. Wilder versus Ortiz. Yeah, I want you to look at Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz. I want you to look at Luis Ortiz, man. Come on, man. Come on. This ain't a 38-year-old man. You're bugging. I'm sorry, Ed. Traditionally, the kind of South American / African phenotype, it ages better. That's the generic rule, right? Look at this guy. He ain't 38, man. He got some people get grey hairs, but again, it's quite unusual. It's quite unusual for this phenotype to have grey hairs. There's all greys up in there, man. A whole bunch of grey hairs at like 35. You bugging. He was 55. My dad, when he was 50, had hair like that. Right? That's normal at 50. It's not normal at 35, as they were alleging. Look at the big crease in his head as well, man. You're bugging. And yeah, he's still got the baby. He's still benefiting from that baby face, but the signs are there. He might look 38. You might think, oh, that's a fair 38-year-old, but he's not. You can see there's enough there to see it, people. The crease in his head, man. You don't get creases like that when you're 38 like that. I don't believe. You've got a big old crease as well. Come on, people. His head's all creased up. What's wrong with you? Yeah, what's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? Look at this guy here. There's no way. There's no way he's 38 at the time. There's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry, folks. Come on. Come on. Yeah, if any of you have got kind of African-style parents who are 38, allegedly, that's not what they look like, man. This guy here is legitimately 50. That is the look at, they've got all the greys on the side. Come on, man. Come on. You ain't got to do that, man. You ain't got to do that. He's like the skin around his jaws all gone a bit like it's not taut anymore. That's not a 38-year-old. That's what it's not. He's 50. He's close to what I will tell you now for free. He's closer to 58 than 38. Anyway, the point is, Luis Ortiz was in his 50s. That's fair to say. Luis Ortiz was in his 50s when Wilder fought him. Right. He was in his 50s when Wilder fought him. And hence, Ortiz is supposed to have the slickness. But I mean, come on. Andy Ruiz can't punch and put him down 4 times. Andy Ruiz can't punch. For Tuffy, that's documented. And I do believe, to be fair to Luis Ortiz, if Luis Ortiz wasn't 50, he'd have dealt with Wilder. He'd have dealt with, what's his name? Dealt with Wilder, dealt with Andy Ruiz. That is, it didn't make sense to me. Andy Ruiz can't punch, and every time he touched Ortiz, Ortiz was on the floor. Something went right. And obviously all the Wilder fans said, oh, Wilder finished him. No, it's like Mike Tyson. It's like put Mike Tyson in there at 55. Put him in there, yeah, with Andy Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz would do the same thing. Mike would be on the floor every 5 seconds. It's just what happens when you get into your 50s. I now know. I didn't know before. That's why I was sucking Mike Tyson off. I thought age is just a number. That's what they was telling us, man, to be fair to myself. Mike was saying that. Age is just a number, he said. Oops. Now my coins have gone. And I got a big jumper on. I got a big jumper on. You know, on the inside. You ain't supposed to wear gear like this on inside. You see that one there? This is outdoor clothing, man. You right? 100%, man. Might butt my money, man. But my money. And we're knocking on for Christmas now, and the heating ain't on. What's going on, people, man? It's going to be a cold Christmas this year. That's what you can believe. Oh, Jesus. Where are we, man? Look at this guy. Come on. Come on. That is not a 38-year-old. It's just not. It's just not. You look old, man. He looked like Mike. No, he's not as old as Mike. If Mike's 58, he looks 50. That's a fair thing to say. He's not 38. Forget about it, man. Forget about it. It's lies. It's fake news. Super fake news. I just don't believe it, people. I'll never believe it. Anyway, I've digressed. The point I was trying to make was, people say, oh, well, he beat Luis Ortiz, and Luis Ortiz is more of a boxer. Luis Ortiz, he's a good boxer, was a good boxer. He was old, though, and also he doesn't have the footwork that Usyk has. And this footage here shows you what happens to Wilder when he's in there with a boxer. An actual proper phenomenal footwork boxer. But Tyson Fury is not really that guy. He showed that. Tyson Fury is either chinny or he can't box that well like he thinks he can. Because if he could box that well, he wouldn't have been caught in every fight. A big stiff wrestler, Mbongo. Francis Mbongo knock him down. Come on, man. AJ, who's no good, right? Finished, completely finished. Just went in there and bowled him right hand over. Knocked him. Fury was going life and death with Mbongo. Fact. So all these talk about, it showed, to be honest, this footage here, this leaked footage of 5 foot, look at the size difference here. You man don't appreciate it. Look at the size difference here. Let me zoom in again, because you man ain't getting this one. You're not understanding these bars. That's what you're not. These bars are going over your head. Because you watch too much TV and your head's been cooked. That's what's happening right now for some of you, man. For sure. Oh, YB, that's not Wilder. Oh, YB, that's not Lomachenko. Okay. You telling me, look at that there. That guy's 5 foot tall, people. That is a 5'3" Lomachenko, for sure. And that is a 6'7" gangly basketball player, Deontay Wilder. Fact. Oh no, I don't want to hear no more about it. You're telling me that dude there is any more than 5'3". To make your mind up, either this is Lomachenko and Wilder, or what are you saying? There's a whole bunch of other dudes who are 6'7" with basketball player legs and dreadlocks who are getting slapped about by a dude with tattoos on his. Come on, man. Come on. Do yourself a favour. Do you know what I mean? Come on now. You got to be a little bit. You got to see. You got to know what you're looking at here. Is what I'm trying to get at. That's what you got to do. You either know what you're looking at or you don't. You either know this is Lomachenko and Wilder or you just don't get it. That's what you don't get. Watch again. That's exactly how. What the fights, man. I swear down, if I could put money on this being Deontay Wilder and this being Lomachenko, I'd put money Spark on there right now. Exactly how Wilder fights. He's just leaning a little. over his legs. Usyk would have done a proper number on Wilder. I'm going to be real with you. He did a proper number. Because even when you look at people like AJ and Dubois, they do have some footwork. Wilder has no footwork at all. And you saw it in this video. He has no footwork. And Fury doesn't really cut angles like that. He doesn't cut angles like Usyk can. Usyk was boxing AJ's head off. And AJ is more of a boxer than Wilder is. So this is essentially the point of this video, is to show you, man, Usyk would have Wilder would have never been able to get off, in my opinion. The thing about Ortiz is a bit like a possum himself. He's like an out-and-out counter-puncher. But Usyk's like the volume he has, apart from the Chisora fight, actually, but that was overwhelming pressure. But apart from the Chisora fight, where he turned into like almost an out-and-out counter-puncher, traditionally, Usyk, he mixes it all in nicely. And I think Wilder would be just choking in there in front of Usyk. I really do. He'd never be able to get set. Because look at Fury. Fury might have a few flurries. Fury in the first fight, where he was traditionally boxy, he got a few flurries off on Wilder. But the difference is, Usyk's has got the volume for a heavyweight. He'll step in, slap you in the mouth, cut an angle, step back in. It's just too much. It's bamboozling. And for someone like Wilder, who's got no footwork, it'll be even harder. He will never get set. He will never get set against Usyk. We see it here. What happens when Wilder tries to get set? And that right hand he's got, Usyk gonna see it coming, man. You can't do that with Usyk. Usyk got caught with a few rapid body shots by Fury. And even then, though, even when he got caught with a headshot, he didn't get caught like this. He got caught tucked in, kind of thing. So you're not going to catch. You're not going to catch him with the okie doke like that. So this is the footage, people. Essentially, Wilder versus Lomachenko's 5'4" and he's finding these shots. Do you know how hard it is to be 5'4" and find an uppercut on a lanky dude? Imagine what Usyk would do to him. Watch again. And I think Loma actually was going easy on Wilder. I think there was opportunities here when Wilder's falling over his feet and slinging his arm. Normally, Loma would be there to step back in and clip him. That's for sure. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this leaked sparring between Deontay Wilder and Vasily Lomachenko? Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's not a doubt about this one, people. Stop it.